Geeks. This week we're discussing Series 8, Episode 1 of Doctor Who, Peter Capaldi's first episode. Also, we're starting a new drinking game of how many times you hear the mic get bumped. Welcome to Geek Eclectic. So, topic tonight, Doctor Who's new episode.
And that's enough.
So what did you think of the new episode? Actually, you know what? Before we get into the new episode, what did you think of the new Doctor?
Ooh, new Doctor. I liked him a lot. Completely mad. Just completely mad. I mean, seriously.
Very Scottish.
Very Scottish. And I love the line where he's like, these eyebrows, they're so serious. They could cut through, what did he say? They could cut through glass or something. I don't even know.
They're angry eyebrows. They're fierce.
Eyebrows. And he looked, that's the thing about the Doctor. The new Doctor, he just looks so angry. Oh, yeah. So just so many things on his mind. He's just bursting out with energy.
This is the first time we've seen a regeneration where there wasn't any of that glowing golden light flowing out of him, too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, actually. I mean, usually, like when you saw with Tennant, you saw like some after effect. You know, he was like
a little of the extra energy pouring out of him.
He was like burping it out or something like that, or he'd be coughing it out or something. And I think you saw that out of Matt Smith too.
We saw it out of Tennant. We saw it out of Smith.
Yeah.
First one we haven't seen it out of Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, I know that's kind of weird, but you know, Matt Smith did have like a huge transformation. He destroyed Dalek spaceships and all kinds of stuff with his, transformation.
His excess energy probably got a little drained away.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a quick transition too from Smith to Capaldi.
Yeah, you remember he just looks down, he looks back up. There wasn't
the whole here's a explosion of energy upwards and out from the hands and out from the head. It was hello. Hello there.
It was just like young dude and whoop, now I'm old and gray. It was like, I don't know. I thought that was I remember when I first watched that when Matt Smith first when transformed into Peter Capaldi. I was just like, what? I was like, wow, okay, that was quick. It was like, hi, bye. See you guys. It's been real.
Hi, bye. All right.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
It's been real. I'm out.
So, what do you think about the new Scottish Doctor?
I like that they made him Scottish. Don't you?
Oh, I love it. I think they actually gave him a special dispensation to do it in his own accent. Everyone so far, I mean, hell, Tennant was Scottish.
Yeah. But he put on that English accent.
He's got a very good English accent.
But there was that one episode. There was that one episode with Tennant. I think it was the episode with the werewolf, maybe.
Yeah, it was the one where they were at Torchwood, like Victorian.
Torchwood like first starts up or something like that. Yeah.
Yep, it was the Doctor and like the werewolf or something along the lines of that.
That was it. Yeah. And he like says something like, "Oh yeah,
oh yeah, going over hill and dale. I've been chasing this wee lass all over the country."
I was like, that's his real accent, right?
That's his solid, honest to God accent. Like it was great. Like that's a new one. All right, cool.
Oh my God. So yeah, the new. I mean, did you like him? Did you like the new Doctor?
I loved the new Doctor. Just a little batshit crazy, a little. Oh my God! Just. I mean, the post regeneration was great. Yeah. I mean, he's just standing there, kind of stumbling around, opening the doors when what is it, Drax?
Yeah, Drax.
When he knocks on the damn door, he's like, "Sorry, running away from a Tyrannosaurus. I think I escaped. I think we got away from it."
Yeah.
And he looks up and goes, "Oh!" Just he closes the door on him. He comes back to the door. He's like, "Not much time right now. Kind of busy. What do you need?" And Drax is just standing there, all fucking curious and shit. Then he steps out and he's like, "Oh look, you got a Tyrannosaurus too. All right, well, hell, look at that big, sexy lady. I don't mean anything by that, mind you. And it's just...
I just love their reaction to, it not being the doctor they knew, Matt Smith, of course, his doctor. And it was, I like that, we're back. I like that we're back in Victorian London. That's where the doctor actually first finds Clara. Finds her in Victorian London. And of course we're back with the Paternoster gang. We're back with Vastra, Jenny, and Strax. And it gives a nice it's nice because Clara, I can actually identify with these characters while the doctor's
a stranger to her.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's like the relationship through this episode. I mean, they're both strangers, kind of.
He's got a very interesting arc in this episode. Like it's one of utter confusion. Sitting there, just kind of like, I mean, Christ, he couldn't figure out which one was Clara and which one was Drax.
Yeah.
Like just like you're like the same height. You should get name tags.
She was like, seriously?
I can't remember the one that's not me. Clara, might be that. I don't know. No, it is. It's Clara.
I love Drax. Oh my God, or Strax. I'm sorry. Blech.
We've said Drax the whole fucking episode.
I think we have.
Welcome to the Sick Geek Eclectic.
To the Sick Eclectic. Why are we calling it Sick Eclectic?
Because you've been sick the last couple of days.
Yeah, I've been sick.
So this is unabashedly going to be a shorter episode.
Yeah.
Unabashedly.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a stomach flu. So it kind of sucked, but you know what? We're soldiering on. We're doing this shit. But
and I'm not in a hazmat suit, so I think
you're really brave in it right now.
I'm the brave one of the group right now.
You really are.
But let's see, what else was awesome? Like hell, I liked when they finally get him to sleep. Doctor, I'd like to give me a perfect thought of clarity and overall peace. Just you wanna join minds with me? Yeah, my mind might crush you like a piano. She's just like, aw, apes are funny. like just fucking conks out.
I love when he goes into when the doctor goes into the bedroom and he just starts ranting about it being a bedroom. Like, what are you supposed to do in here? What's the purpose of it? What is the purpose of this?
You've got a room that's for not being awake in. What do you do when you're awake? You leave. What's the point of this whole thing? Just like trying to get the mirror away from him too. On top of it,
but like I think it's like at that one of the first of many moments where, like in that bedroom scene where Clara's like doesn't know who this is. She's like, I don't know this guy. This isn't the doctor.
Yeah.
You know,
this isn't her doctor at that point. And although I have to say, I really, really enjoyed once you hear like a noise from the bay, and Doctor goes to the door and he goes, "No, boring."
That's not me.
And then goes to the window. Me.
It's me.
just as me.
Stuff like that. That really gives you a peek into how the character is going to be in his mindset. I mean,
you know what? I love the question that he asked too. He's like, they're like, well, who would do this? That's not the question. What do you mean? What's the question then, Doctor? The question is, has it happened before? Yeah. Has there been any recent ones like this? Yes, actually, there's been 4. like for a minute, you're thinking like he's got this deep loss at this dinosaur that he's promising to get home, and then it's a question, and therefore we must find an answer. It was like he had 0 seconds of mourning for the goddamn thing after that, and just was like. No, the real question is, has it happened recently? Has this happened again? Is this a pattern?
Oh, man. So Claire's just having issues with the doctor. She doesn't know who this guy is. Vastra is forcing, Clara to see through this veil because Vastra's wearing a veil, speaking figuratively,
And, and honestly, too.
And honestly,
She's wearing
yeah.
one too.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally and metaphorically, she's trying to get her to see through the veil.
To see that this guy, you love this, you were missing this younger looking doctor, and
You weren't pointing at it.
sorry, we're using a new microphone. If in case anyone just was wondering. All right, I keep pointing. All right, Jesus.
You start talking, it's trailing.
Hand moves. Hand. Can you hear us? Okay, everybody, we're in a cave. All right, there, we're back. All right, so we climbed out of the cave. All right, well, so where was I? You made me lose my train of thought here.
Well,
Vastra is making Vastra or Vastra? What is it?
Big old V is making it.
Big old V.
That green chick,
Big old V. Is
that reptilian girl, is sitting there.
That big old V is making a point, baby.
She's sitting there more or less just trying to get her to see that it really is her doctor, even though he's fucked up. And the whole point is that she needs. No, wait. The whole point that she was trying to make was that he needs her more than he's needed her before because he's lost, and therefore needs to be found and brought back.
I like Big V. I like Big V's line
That
of
green V.
She's like, you'd have a better time at flirting with a mountain range.
And if there's anyone in this room that could, you're probably looking at her. I was like, God
damn, girl.
Clara's got some balls on her, man.
Shit,
yeah. She's got a firm set of ovaries, is what she's got.
She sure does. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. So eventually, that dinosaur basically just gets incinerated.
Well, it's not dead at that point.
Yeah.
It's got spontaneous combustion, and they kind of are looking through the crowd and seeing that. Okay, everyone looks like they're looking at this whole holy shit moment. Yeah. But there's one guy just kind of like walking away, not really paying any attention, not giving it any fanfare.
Not freaking out that a dinosaur is burning in the middle of Victorian London.
Yeah, pretty much. And so he dives into the water and just chases after him. Just goes. What the hell? That kind of fast forwards to through the whole Clara talking with Big V, the reptile girl, and Jenny, and a couple little short good bits with Strax, which is not Drax, but Strax.
Just Drax, yeah.
And it's got some good character development moments right there, and then you get to a point where Capaldi is actually in like an alley, cold, just trying to figure out who the hell this guy is.
With that poor homeless guy.
Yeah. I'm cold. I'm cold too. Well, there's no reason both of us should be cold. Give me your coat.
Fuck you! I'm taking your coat and I'm being warm. You be cold, bitch.
Look at these eyebrows.
That's like probably one of my favorite parts when he's in that alleyway and he looks in the mirror. He actually gets to take a look at himself. Mm-hmm. And
I'm old. I'm gray. I'm Scottish. Oh, I can be gruff. I'm Scottish.
I can be angry. That's what I like. Just him being in that alleyway and just freaking out. But yeah, so eventually, let's see. Okay, so he's in the alleyway. They eventually meet up at that one restaurant. And Clara finds out, well, the doctor must be sending me a message in the ads.
Impossible girl, see back.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. And the best part is that they get to the restaurant. And the doctor thinks it's Clara, and Clara thinks that's the doctor that brought him there. And Clara's sitting there going like, "Oh man, I figured out your little riddle there. It's impossible girl, see the back." Yeah. And okay, cool. Or no, on the dinner on the other side. That's what I think it was.
Yeah.
Dinner on the other side.
Dinner on the other side. Yeah.
Or lunch or some shit, but meal on the other side more or less. But and at one point, doctor just kind of stops her and goes, "Well, yeah, I mean, I got your message. Obviously, I figured it out. So, I mean, I'm very smart. I'm very clever." And she's just like, "Wait, what?" And then he starts saying, like, it takes a pretty big narcissist to put that on there, but Yeah. And she's like, "Hang on, you're calling me a narcissist?"
like the king of narcissism.
Exactly. It's just like,
Oh,
you're
my God.
calling me one.
So they find out real quick that, like, they're arguing back and forth, and they're finding out real quick that, something is obviously awry in the restaurant as they both try to get up and leave, and so does everyone else.
Oh, yeah. Everyone except not to leave. They just get up because...
Yeah.
I think, oh, God, you know what was a great part? It was while they're sitting there, and the doctor's kind of just paying attention to what the room's actually doing.
Yeah.
And he gets it first, obviously, and then kind of lets us in through Clara's eyes of... He's trying to pull a hair out of his head and can't do it. Oh, it's gray. And she's like, wait, you're pulling a gray one? There's a couple left over. He goes, oh, yeah, it's gray. I'm sure that it means it should be killed, yeah, from you. And she's like, really? Like, she's getting, like, a little offended by the whole thing. But then he just tugs one out and goes, oh, it was a gray. Don't worry. I killed it for you. And curls it just to check the air pressure in the room. And notices that no one in the room is breathing.
Yeah.
At all.
That is creepy.
Like, that was creepy.
That is creepy.
Like, it was, oh.
Well, eventually, they pretty much get lowered down into the belly of this, this restaurant is pretty much the spaceship.
Yeah. It's a spaceship that, it's a nice little throwback, actually, because it's the sister ship of the Madame de Pompadour.
Yeah, that's right.
He's sitting there going like, God, this sounds familiar, but doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, he's pulling out those whatever the things on the ship, and it says Madame de Pompadour. He's like, doesn't ring a bell.
No, that doesn't ring a bell. Should it? I don't know.
That was a nice callback, though.
Little nod to talent.
Yeah, it really was. But so they both end up going down into this, the belly of the spaceship, and they're all kind of
captured.
Yeah.
They're kind of captured.
They're captured pretty much, and the droids are kind of just like, I guess you could say, sleeping, recharging maybe, or something like that.
I did like that overall the question was brought up of, well, it depends, we might be in trouble. It depends, how long can you hold your breath?
Yeah.
And it actually involves an escape scene where Clara tries to hold her breath to get out and can't do it.
That was genius, but the thing before that, before we get to that, is that the doctor basically just abandons her.
Oh yeah, Doctor completely
straight up leaves
Doctor
her.
Completely abandons her. I mean, it was one of her most probably horrifying moments right there.
Oh yeah.
And it's just the doctor is just like, well, no reason for both of us to get caught, and just bounces, like clocks the fucking door behind him.
I will say one of my favorite scenes. Yeah, obviously, Doctor just pieces out. He's like, "You're on your own, bitch. Sorry, peace out."
Peace. Now, I loved it because the best part was after the little interrogation scene. Which the interrogation was phenomenal.
Which, by the way, Clara did a good job at
holy shit.
Fooling. That was probably one of her best parts. Is fooling the droid. And kind of just, reversing the psychology.
Oh, yeah, just using some of its own logic against it. Mm-hmm. Its basic logic form. Mm-hmm. And at one point, she just kind of is like, I'm really hoping I'm still right about him, and just reaches her hand back, hoping that the doctor's there, and just pulls her off the center stage area and turns around, undoes the little head, face piece that he was wearing. Yeah. That's how you wear a mask, all right? and just goes off. Just sitting there, just puts the screwdriver in the little power outlet, and he's like, hey, your power is kind of weak and pathetic, but I can destroy this entire city block with it if I have to.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. So, all right, so then, the doctor rips off the mask and reveals that he's there. And then you got Vastra, Jenny, and Strax coming down. And the best part,
one of the best parts is he's sitting there going like, "Oh, Clara, you're brilliant on adrenaline. You're good. That was you got a crying girl. You had no chance there." It's like shit.
Oh God. So they're all fighting and stuff, and the doctor and the lead droid end up going high up in this balloon-powered vessel, like, or spaceship, whatever you want to call it. And that's when he's pulling out all those parts, the Madame de Pompadour part.
Oh, yeah. And he's just kind of sitting there just leafing through all this shit that makes perfect sense to us, that we're sitting there going like, okay, well, we've seen the episode. We know the episode pretty well. I mean, hell, I still remember when Tennant popped back on. It was like, oh, God. Well, he was singing a song. And at one point he goes, you know, the French are phenomenal party. It's like, he's just like, he pours like this, what was it, anti-grease, more or less?
Yeah.
If it, I think it was anti-grease.
I think so.
If it moves, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But, like, it's such a great callback.
It really was, man. It really was. I like when they do little, just those little things, man. It makes it really, because you might be a fan of David. I know you are, obviously your favorite Doctor is David Tennant.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a little callback to that previous Doctor and those seasons, and it just takes you back.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, it was, and at one point, they, what is it? I mean, hell, they've got the moment before Jenny, Strax, and Big Ol' V pop in. They're like, well, they gave you a safe word, right? They gave you a word that if you're in trouble, you just say it, right? And
Yeah.
she goes, I bet I, and she's like, yeah, well, you know, it's really dangerous right now. And he's like, do I know it? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, I bet I know this one. And she's like, he's like, what is it? Geronimo, of course it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, almost disgusted with it himself. Geronimo, of course it is. But it was just such a, and the fight was good. Like, at one point,
the fight was really
at one point, Clara actually saves them all because they're stupid. Hold your breath.
Yeah, everyone hold your breath.
They're dumb. And when the guy, the main badass, the main robot, more or less, who's trying to just survive, is taken offline, let's say.
I'm going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Basically, he plunges off plunges off this air balloon, and just lands on top of. What does he land on top of? I can't remember.
I don't remember, to be honest.
He lands on top of a spike on top of a building or something like that, or
Possibly.
but the question is, does he throw himself off, or do you think the Doctor throws him off?
I'm pretty confident the Doctor threw his ass off.
You think so?
Maybe he didn't quite throw him. Maybe he kind of tripped him. But I'm pretty sure that Capaldi had a good hand in the whole thing.
He was looking pissed. Like, the Doctor just looked like, hell no, I'm throwing your ass off, because if you don't get destroyed, then these things are going to be running amok. So you know that I'm with you. I think he possibly did it. Which would be very uncharacteristic of past Doctors, because like they would have
past Doctors.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it's only been Eccleston through Smith that kind of didn't like having weapons.
True.
Like, I mean, the Fourth Doctor had weapons. Like, there's a shit ton of them that had weaponry.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like we're getting back to that era of this is a defensive Doctor. And it's not just him with the Sonic.
Defensive Doctor.
It's not just him with the Sonic that can save all the day and unlock the doors unless they're wood. This is a Doctor that's going to kick the shit out of people that fuck with him.
And the thing about the Doctor is he's always been running. And I want a Doctor to just be like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm going to throw you out this window.
I'm going to throw you out this door.
But goddamn way.
But no, I mean, even the little preview for the series, this current series was, he's lived over 2,000 years, and in that time, bad things have happened, and now it's time to go into darkness and correct them. Like, this is not a runaway Doctor anymore. This is we're going to go find the problem, find the fight, and handle this shit. Like, did you see the preview for next week? The one that probably just actually aired today?
Ooh, I believe I was just going to post something about it on our website.
You were going to post it on the website? Good idea.
Yeah, I was going to post on the website. Hold on, let me.
As he does that, it's more or less the Doctor finds a Dalek who survived and wants to be his friend. Like, it's very weird. Like, we're going to take a quick commercial break so we can.
Oh, here we go. This is me. So they're going into darkness. By the way, the episode is titled Into Dalek. So we know there's going to be Daleks, obviously. The dude from Luther is in it. All right, well, we got some Dalek action going.
And the best part is that wasn't even the one I was talking about. There's one where he's basically just kind of walks up to the Dalek, and it's just a Dalek who survived and is friendly. How can I resist?
Oh my gosh! We'll have to find
We'll find it eventually.
But,
But it was like the episode kind of ends with the doctor taking Clara back home. Well, kind of. Intending on taking her back home. And he kind of asks her if she wants to stay. And very, very tender moment for him. Like a very sore moment for him. Like this one hurts to ask.
yeah.
And
He doesn't want. It's almost like he doesn't want to do it, you know. But
well, no. I think one of the best parts was that he actually she just doesn't see him. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, she's still seeing that young doctor, you know. She's still that's the whole thing. She's been having trouble through this whole episode. She had fun with the idea of flirting with this young doctor that she kind of fell for.
And I think some of the best lines are actually him talking to her after all this is done, of just, I'm not your boyfriend. Well, yeah, you're not my boyfriend. It's not going to be like that. Well, it really wasn't. It wasn't always your fault at that one, actually. Like, it was him seeing her like kind of a girlfriend thing, treating her like a girlfriend thing.
Exactly.
And it was, and she kind of like walks to the door and gets a phone call and just continues walking out. And the phone call is the 11th Doctor. It's Matt Smith.
Matt Smith. Calling from Trenzalo.
I'm calling from Trenzalo. And it was just like if you caught it on the Christmas special, it was, you saw Clara walking in and grabbing the phone that was just dangling more or less outside the police box. And that's when he was calling. So he's sitting there talking to her about how he needs his help, how he needs her help, how that doctor in there needs you more than he can actually say. He's lost, and he needs you to help him find his way.
And that has been pretty much every doctor.
Companion.
Yeah, he needs pretty much. He needs your help. But
regeneration itself is just like, I mean, hell, think of it. Besides that one, the most recent one that we had, I mean, Tennant had Rose already there. Smith had no one, but the first person he met was a child that then spent like the next decade or so of her life either in an asylum or talking to doctors because she couldn't say the Raggedy Man wasn't real. And then picks her ass up before she gets married, and then her soon-to-be husband, and then the married couple themselves, and then their daughter. I mean, he's been surrounded by people that care about him for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the first time that Clara didn't really know about the regeneration. Like, I mean, not all of them do. It's not like this big thing. I mean, hell, Donna didn't know about the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Captain Jack and Rose when Tennant almost had a regeneration. And they're like, no, well, he's going to regenerate. Every cell in his body's changing. He's changing. Good luck, doctor. And then just fucking all the energy, all the spare energy in his head. Oh, my handy spare hand. You know, it's right here. Remember? Just lost in a sword fight? Come on.
Well, I like the fact that she didn't know that about the regeneration. You saw how so comfortable she was with Matt Smith as the doctor, and then he changes into Peter Capaldi's doctor, and she's just
this dumpy, this fucking angry, grumpy, crazed guy.
Yeah.
Just this vicious, fucking crazed guy.
I thought it added a lot, just her not knowing about their generation and just being so confused about the whole thing, and just going from a radical, from this young guy to this older guy, and you really just saw that was pretty much the whole episode is just, really basically getting to know these characters again, and reestablishing them, and I think Clara is definitely her character was strengthened.
Oh God, yeah. Clara is don't get me wrong, I love Rose, but Clara's kind of become the companion. She's weathering more shit than the other ones had. Let's think.
So she's talking to the doctor saying, take care of me.
And then he's like, oh God, is that me? Is that the doctor? Yeah. Is that the doctor? Oh God, I sound old. Don't tell me I'm old. Anything but old. And it's just like this sad turn for him, but at the same point, it's just it's not me anymore. Yeah. What the hell? What?
He's like that is me.
Yeah.
That's standing in front of you.
And then, he basically says goodbye to Clara, and says that his time is running out, and the other doctor's standing out there actually having asked if that's the doctor, and she's just like, he looks at her and goes, well, are you going to? Were you listening to what it is? You don't see me, do you? You really don't. That's me on the phone. I remember the conversation we had. It's still me. It's just not quite the same.
I love that. I love when he said that. You really don't see me, do you? I really like it.
It was such a raw moment for Capaldi's doctor. It was really just sad almost.
Yeah.
Of just looking at her and just you don't see me. You just see the face that I'm wearing right now. It's still me. It was just, oh man, it was sad. And then she kind of has a resolution in her head and goes over and gives him a hug, and he just goes, I don't really know if I'm the hugging type. I don't think you get a vote in this one. I don't really think I'm the hugging type. You don't get a vote.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, it was just, they go off and grab coffee, and she's just like, well, then you're paying. Well, I don't have any money. Well, then you're fetching. I don't think I'm the kind of guy that fetches. I don't think you have a vote in this one either. So.
I like it. I like the relationship that's already starting.
But after, with that one crazy ass lady.
I wanted to ask you about that. So the lead droid that just ended up dying, that the doctor basically threw out the window and killed.
Missy.
Now is all fine and sitting in a garden, a beautiful garden with this woman, this woman all dressed all in black, and he's just like, where am I? And she's like, oh, you're in paradise.
You've made it.
Yeah.
You've accomplished. You're here.
And she refers to the doctor as her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend.
Okay.
I do not know what to make of this one myself. I've heard some speculation. I've heard some rumor. But overall, I have no idea what to think of this one because it's just weird.
Well, what do you think, Nick? I know you can make it as far-fetched as you want, but what do you think?
Well, there's a couple ways of looking at this. You could put it in the idea that the doctor somehow pushed the guy out of the thing, but somehow saved his life and took him somewhere else. I don't think that's the case.
I don't think so either.
But it's possible. But I don't know. I've heard speculation. I've heard speculation that it could be the master.
I was thinking that immediately came to my mind. I'm like, okay, the master's now a woman.
It didn't come to mind immediately. I sat there thinking to myself, I'm like,
well, you remember in the past they've talked about making the doctor a female. I think Helen Mirren wanted the role for the doctor.
I would have loved Helen.
She wanted to be. So I mean, I won't rule it out.
Helen Mirren is, don't get me wrong. There's women in Hollywood that are hotter, but she's fucking older and hot as shit still. I'm astounded by that. How old do you think she is? 60-something?
Yeah, probably.
At least 60-something. Bitch is still hot. 60, yeah. She's still got it.
Oh, yeah. I know, man.
Like, I know for a fact I will
See younger and look at younger photos, and then look at her now when she's older. She's
still a gorgeous woman.
Jeez.
Mind you, I don't want to replace Capaldi instead.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. But I don't know. It could be the Doctor. I'm sorry. It could be the Master. Some people are saying it could be River, which is very doubtful. It could be the Rani. Is it the Rani or the Rani?
The Rani.
Isn't the Rani it was like an evil. Wasn't it like another evil Time Lord, female Time Lord? She's kind of out of her mind, or I can't remember. I was trying to remember.
It's one of the old other Time Lords that there was a lot of interaction with. It could be. It was either Rainey or Ronnie. I can't remember.
Yeah. They should. I think they should bring her back. Let's bring back another Time Lord. Let's get another.
Well, I'd be kind of stunned if Gallifrey's not brought back during Capaldi's time.
Well, you remember during the 50th anniversary, it's in a status. It's in a little cube.
It's basically its own universe right now.
Yeah, it's in a status cube. It exists, but in another universe.
Exactly. Like the cracks in the universe are actually opened wide enough that on Trenzalore he can actually make out the Gallifreyans.
Yeah.
/ the cyber head could. But
and they were nice enough, they gave him some more regenerations. They threw some out of the
a whole new set of regenerations. Not just one. Yeah. A whole new set of them.
All because Clara said, "Can you please help him?"
Yeah.
Because she said please.
Pretty much, yeah. She was very playgirl there. But
awfully nice of them.
But I'd be kind of stunned if Gallifrey's not brought back. And if Gallifrey,
you know it will.
Oh no, I'm saying this
it has to be
series though, or at least within the next 2.
Yeah.
I don't know how long Capaldi's going to be here for, but I'd be kind of surprised if it's not brought back during his time, because then, if it is like Ronnie or Rainey or whatever the hell it is, if it's a big R, the big Gallifreyan R, if it's that crazy psycho bitch, then this is kind of like. Well, they're out of the time bubble, but at the same time, one of them kind of went back and was following.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. I would love to see that. Give the Master a little bit of a break. I mean,
exactly.
Who was the actor that played? Who was the last actor that played the Master? I'm trying to remember his name.
John Sim, I think.
John Sims. Sims.
It's John. I think it's John Sim actually. Yeah. It might be John Sims, though.
Yeah,
so
we apologize, but
it could be plural form. I don't know, but
I think John did a great job as being the Master. He was my favorite.
He was easily my favorite Master so far. Like overall, old series, new series, he was my favorite.
I hear you.
Especially because he had a great turn at the very end of you caused this shit in my head. Like, it wasn't me that was going crazy. You sent a message through time and space that made me go batshit. And
there's actually an explanation as to why he's doing what he's doing.
Beats in his head. Why he's got the like. There's a reason he's got it.
It made him look into the time vortex.
The untempered schism.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, I would it would be nice to get a new perspective on Rainey. The big R. The big Gallifreyan R. Let's get a new perspective and see what she's all about. I was wondering that. I was like, who the hell is that? That was wrecking my brains. I could not figure it out.
I honestly think River's actually out of the series.
I think she's gone.
Well, I mean,
she went away.
Yeah, she was in the library. She was in the library.
Yeah. When Matt Smith went away, she went away.
Like, there was no possibility of regeneration because she was left with her neuro pattern basically stored on the library's hard drive.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I'd be stunned if that's River. I'd be a little disappointed, actually, too, because, I mean, yeah, she's kind of a Time Lord, but at the same point, she did her arc, and she did a wonderful arc. Mind you, I would still love to see a River appearance because there were multiple little jokes and stuff about how the two doctors. That's not this time. That was a good birthday. Like I'd love to see just like a Capaldi Smith, just a throwaway little scene of him taking River back or some shit.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's the last of the River ones.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love her character.
I love it too. I think that though. That she kind of, with Amy and Rory gone now, and I mean, it'd be nice to see her come back, honestly. But I think that, with that cast now gone, it's time for a new one to come.
There's still the connection between Clara and her, but still, I mean, overall, her arc has been played, and
it really has.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more you can get out of it, but I mean,
one psychopath at a time in the TARDIS. So, in the TARDIS.
Oh man! So I thought, overall, man, I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed it. It felt more like a Christmas special. It was like an hour, it's like an hour long or something like that. It was like a movie.
It was definitely an extended episode.
Yeah.
Overall, it was great. I loved it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was tentative with Smith at the beginning of his run. I'm not tentative with Capaldi. I think this is good, and I'm happy that I kind of gave Smith more of a chance, because I was firmly on like, oh, David Tennant's my doctor. Fuck this shit. Yeah. And I was worried that he was going to be goofy, but man, Smith is like my number 2 doctor, period. And it's only because the only reason he doesn't get number 1 is because I thought that Tennant did so goddamn well. Like, he just did so well with it. But I mean, I think Capaldi's definitely going to be he's going to be broached in the top 10 easily.
I like that we definitely have an older doctor, and that he's serious. He ain't taking shit. I like that.
The one who regrets. The one who forgets.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see what else he does, and we'll have to watch the second episode and give a review on that.
Absolutely.
Or maybe we'll release something on our website.
Oh, we'll probably be doing both, honestly.
Yeah. I've been meaning to do that, but
again, you've been a little sick.
Been a little sick, and haven't been able to do that. So, but
we're talking bedbound or hospital bound.
I had to go to the ER
twice.
I mean,
did you have to go twice this week?
No, I didn't go to the ER twice.
I thought
I
went first, and then you went again because you were doing.
Oh man, I'll just say this: it was the worst. I woke up as we're recording this, it's now Saturday, so I woke up like Tuesday morning and just vomiting. And then I tried eating breakfast, couldn't keep that down. And just felt awful. Just, vomiting, headache, all that good stuff. Actually, it's not good. It's awful. But, yeah, so spent like the next 2 days just in bed. I did go to the doctor.
And your first day back to work too.
Oh yeah, and then I went back to work, and that was awful, and I just felt like shit at work, but muscled through it. And after that, I get home, still feel like crap. My getting like a really bad pain in my abdominal. So we ended up going to the ER because I didn't have an appetite or anything like that. So
yeah, you couldn't. If I remember correctly from what your wife was telling me, you had lunch at work, felt like shit from then on. You tried to get a little something down at dinner and just couldn't until you guys sat there and talked, and they're like, yeah, you should really probably go to the ER.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit checked out just to make sure it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like shit, but it was a nice day. It's like a spa. It's like a spa stay. I mean, it's very relaxing.
There is a picture of him in the gown that we may have to post online. Actually,
believe me, we will probably post the photo of me. I'm wearing. As I was putting this gown on, they told I had to put it on. They're like, oh, please put this on. As I'm putting it on, I'm like, yep. I'm putting on a dress right now. I'm pretty sure I'm putting on a dress. And yep, sure enough, I'm putting on a damn dress.
Happily, though, he did put it on the correct way, so he didn't just have dangling coming out of the front.
I made it look good. That's all I can say. So.
Yes, he wore a gown. But
it was jubilant. Thank you.
But yeah.
I'm feeling all right. God, I went through like 2 bags of saline. They gave me some morphine. I just ended up having really bad a really bad abdominal cramp, and it was an infection, pretty much. Yeah, I basically I had
Stomach
it was the stomach flu. What is it? Gastroenteritis. That's it. Thank you. And yeah, but man, never again. So I'm feeling a little better. I'm still not 100%, but I'm doing better. But soldiering on. We got to do this is Geek Eclectic. We're not fucking around.
No.
We record.
Tell them where to get us at.
All right. Well, if you guys want to check out our YouTube channel, you're probably already watching it.
Yeah. This is magic. I don't fucking know.
If you guys want to download any of our episodes, or look at any of our articles or cool content that we post up, you can go to geekecpodcast.wordpress.com. Nick's looking at me like, yeah, that sounds right.
that sounds pretty good.
If you guys want to email the show, just say whatever you want to us. Just talk about anything. Contact us at geekecpodcast@gmail.com.
And remember, overall, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. More viewers we get, more we actually, make this a regular occasion instead of just once a week. Get enough viewership, we'll do this more often, let's be honest. But right now, it's kind of just trying to gain a small following. Hopefully that small following will increase. And
blossom into a beautiful flower.
Yeah, eventually it will be... eventually we'll actually put some real money into it, and, we'll be up in a few other ways overall.
Which means getting better equipment. Because right now... we're using a microphone and passing it back and forth, so we'll eventually get better equipment. So there you go.
Don't worry, right now I'm actually looking at some pretty decent equipment. So hopefully this will be the only one that sounds like, man, Stu's really far away. Man, Nick's really, really quiet at certain points when Stu's talking. I don't know why. That's why. So remember, like and subscribe, and overall, just you guys have a good week. We'll be back next week with what topic were we discussing? Guardians of the Galaxy. We're seeing it. We're seeing it tomorrow, and I am exceptionally looking forward to this one.
We know many of you guys have probably already seen it, but we'll tell you what we think, give our review and stuff like that.
And it will be a spoiler cast. This isn't going to be a spoiler-free one. This one's going to be okay, you're listening. We'll make sure to put something in front of like, hey, if you are just getting to this one and you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet and you don't want to be spoiled, turn it off until you see it. We'll have that for you. But we'll keep it primarily to that, and if we change anything, we'll put in a little description of when we stop talking about it for a bit. So, overall, like and subscribe, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Your story, tell me, my friend. If you already told me, then tell me again.